Okay, Chad. Look, Mike Tannenbaum came out. I don't know if any of y'all saw it. He came out with a mock draft. Okay, came
Lord have
out
mercy.
today. It very well might have been the worst mock draft that I've seen anybody talk about with the Pittsburgh Steelers this year. It
Mm-mm.
was absolutely garbage. Just hot, stinky, watered down garbage. Oh my
Mm,
goodness. So,
mm,
first off, at least for the Steelers' point of view. Now, everybody else, I didn't really pay that much attention to. Look, his first pick, he took Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Shador Sanders. That was 1, 2, 3. It is what it
mm-hmm,
is, you
mm-hmm,
know. But here's where it got interesting for me. He had Kenneth Grant going to the Falcons at 15.
mm-mm,
That actually isn't horrible.
mm-hmm,
They need D-line help. That's not a horrible take. And I'm like, well,
mm-hmm.
damn it. The Steelers need him. But he was gone. They had Omarion Hampton going to Denver at 20, which a lot of people have been talking about that. So,
Mm-hmm.
for me, it wasn't that big of a deal. But he had the Pittsburgh Steelers at number 1, taking Shamar Stewart,
Oh, get the.
the the edge out of Texas A&M. The guy that had 1.5 sacks his last year at Texas A&M. Now, I get it. Hey, guys get double teamed. They scheme you out, all that stuff. It's not just easy to get a sack. I get all of that. But 1.5 sacks in a season, and this guy's going to be a top 21 pick. Like, where's the production? And his whole traits over production, I don't buy it. And I get it. He's got the measurables, Big G. What is he? 6'5", 265. He runs a 4.59, jump
So,
40 inches. Workout warrior. We've seen it before. We've
mm-hmm,
seen it before.
mm-hmm.
But where's the production, Big G? What are we doing here?
Listen, man. First of all, pick a sign, man, about the dude's draft. 1 through 5. Call a number. It don't matter. 1 through 5.
Give me 4.
You want number 4? That boy's draft was hot trash. Look at them flies and all that mess and stuff over there, man. Horrible, bro. Horrible. Why in God's green earth would we take an edge with our number 21 pick? We are not a player or two away from competing for a Super Bowl. You don't take what is considered BPA at that pick. You get a guy at position of need. D tackle, cornerback, running back. And B, the killer part about it? Look who went after 21. Look at his picks. Those are dudes that we could have took. I was like, oh, God, I
Yes.
saw 20, I saw 22, 23, 24, 25. I said, this dude is trash. He don't
Yeah.
have a clue to understand what's going on with the Pittsburgh freaking Steelers, man. There's no way. No freaking way. Get that dude. And B, he played in SEC and had 1.5 sacks. That's
Yeah.
trash. That's garbage. That is garbage. If you a dude down there in SEC, you got to be a dude to go get that quarterback. He can't do it. If
Nope.
he can't do it in SEC, damn for sure ain't gonna do it in the NFL. He
Yeah.
ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, that's the thing is that, you take a look at his draft after the Steelers, at 22, they had a tight end, but the Steelers need a cornerback.
Yeah,
Siobhan Reed Jr. out of East Carolina, he's shooting up boards. He got taken at
yeah,
23 to the Packers.
yeah,
24, Minnesota needs a corner. Jahadi Barron out of
yeah,
Texas. I'm
yeah.
like, well, hold on. Kelvin Banks. Now, granted, the Steelers don't necessarily need a tackle, but maybe they do. I know
Mhm.
Banks is really damn good. He
I
goes
take
after
it.
that.
I
Jackson
take it.
Dart. Now, again, I'm 1,000,000% against taking Jackson Dart in the first round,
Mm-hmm.
but the rumors keep saying that the Steelers would move back to take him. Well, he goes to 26 to the Rams. I'm like, there are so many guys. I know Maxwell Harrison. I was real high on him.
Dog.
I know that you are super high on Nick Amonarori. I think that's
Yeah,
how you pronounce his name. Safety
Umanura.
out of
Nick
South
Umanura.
Carolina. I'm
Yep.
not so high on him in the first round, but because we don't necessarily need a safety, but I would take him before I took this guy. It was just a horrible. It just didn't make any sense to me. I don't know what he was
Yeah.
trying to prove. Maybe he was doing it for shock value. and you're on ESPN. That's what you do. It's entertainment, but at some point you got to have some facts with some stuff. That just doesn't make sense to me.
They need to take that boy's press credentials.
Yeah,
They need to take. They need to that putting that mess out there is horrible. They need to take. I can see if it was. I can see. I mean, listen, I've been a critic against Mel Kiper and against Todd McShay. I've been a critical. But at least they have some sense about what they're trying to put together concerning the draft board. Pittsburgh at 21 with an edge rusher. Come stop it, man. Get up out of here, bro. So you don't know anything about what's going on in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. There's no freaking way. No way.
I mean, all you have to do is take a look at the depth chart and what the Steelers have. They have T.J. Watt, who's about to get an extension. They have, Alex Highsmith, who the Steelers aren't going to trade because you'd have to take a huge dead cap hit if you trade him before June 1st. So they're not doing that. And they have Nick Herbig. Why would they draft a guy? Yeah. I guess if the Steelers did draft a guy, it would mean one of two things. Either they're not going to extend T.J. Watt, or that they were going to trade Alex Highsmith in the offseason. So or one of two things. Or they don't really believe in Nick Herbig. I guess three things. But I don't see them not extending Watt. They're going to do that. I think they believe in Nick Herbig, although he's got to get a lot better against the run. It's just, like I said, I get it. It's entertainment. Heck, we put on content to be entertaining, but we at least tell the truth about what the hell's going on with the Steelers. Lord have mercy. It's insane.
Yeah. Horrible. Straight horrible.
That was bad, man. That was bad. I just didn't get that move. That's not a look. If the Steelers are going to reach, there's been a couple people in the chat who already said it. Go reach for a corner. Yes, the Steelers need a corner. I'd be all for that.
Yeah. Hairston, the kid out of Kentucky. Go get him. I like him. The kid out of East Carolina, go get him if you're going to go get a corner. Will Johnson might fall down the board. I mean, if you're going to do something like that, okay, yeah, let's do that. But we ain't taking no pass rusher, dog. No, absolutely. Stop that, man. That's horrible. That is just freaking horrible. It is horrible.
Oof, brutal. People in the chat are talking about Russ. Yeah, Carl, we talked about Russ already, my man. We got that at the beginning of the show. Thanks for coming in, though. We appreciate you keeping us updated, man. And then there's also in the chat, somebody said extending TJ Watt is a really bad idea. Let's talk about that for a quick second before we move on. I don't know, Big G. Look, here's my thing about Watt. First off, you got to have defensive players. I agree. Giving Watt a big contract, look, Watt is, I don't want to say he's injury prone, but he gets injured. He was injured at the end of last year. The last 4 or 5 games, he just wasn't himself. I love what TJ Watt brings to the table, but look, at the end of a new deal, let's just say he gets a new 3-year deal, he's going to be 33 years old, and we're going to be paying this guy probably in upwards of $36, $37 million. Do we really want to do that, Big G? Does that make sense to do that? Because there's a lot of people that say blow it up and start all over. If you blow it up and start all over, that starts with not extending TJ Watt. That starts with trading TJ Watt. So, for the Steeler fans out there that think that, okay, we need to just blow it up and start all over, I'm not telling you that you're wrong, but the first part of that is, well, you trade TJ Watt, you get a boatload back, and you move on from there.
Yeah.
Is that the right thing to do, Big G?
Yeah. Listen, if the Washington Commanders, the Detroit Lions called me, and matter of fact, any NFC team, if any NFC team called me and said, I'll give up my first, my third, and maybe give you a 6th or 7th, you give me Watt might as well pack right now. Today, pack. And listen, I love TJ Watt. I would love to see him be a career Pittsburgh Steeler. But, dog, for that type of draft capital, you move on. And there are teams that feel that they're one component or one player away from contending for a championship. Some of those teams I just mentioned. The Detroit Lions, today. The Washington Commanders, today. They're like, man, we just need one more dude, bro. So would I do it? Absolutely. So now, in maybe this guy who did the mock draft, maybe he knows something. Maybe he knows that they might get up off of TJ Watt. But I don't see it happening. I'm not saying it's happening. I'm not going to predict it. But would I trade Watt today? Today I would do it because he's worth getting that capital. Could you imagine what we could do with 2 first-round picks and 2 third-round picks? Just not talking about future.
Right.
To right now today with 2 first rounds and 2 thirds. Wouldn't have to trade anything else. Man, we almost all the way back. I mean, we're ready at that point. If we hit with those picks, insert the quarterback, and now let's play and let's line up.
You know,
I'm with that, man.
you know, in the chat is up and down on it, but here's the thing. It really just depends what the Steelers are trying to do. If the Steelers are trying to start over, you trade TJ Watt, you do it now. That's simple as fact. You trade him before the draft, you get what you can get, and you move on because he's going to sign somewhere else and get an extension somewhere else. If the Steelers are not trying to blow it up, they're not going to trade him. It's that simple. And we're going to know sooner than later because he's not going to go. First of all, if they don't trade him before the draft, TJ Watt's getting extended.
Facts.
100% guaranteed. He's
That's
got
facts.
1 year left on his deal, and he's not going to go into it. He's not going to play 1 second without having an extension under him. He's not going to do that, and the Steelers aren't going to ask him to do that. So if you want to know what the Steelers are doing and how they feel about it, wait till the draft. Steelers don't trade him before the draft. TJ Watt's getting extended. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So we won't have to wait that long to find out where they're doing with it. So
Facts.
first
Facts.
super chat of the night we got here from Handy Cart Mexican. I'll trade TJ when he's 80 for 4 first-round picks.
That's not reality, man. Stop that, man. That ain't reality, man. That's not reality. It's not reality at all. Matter of fact, if we you hit a valuable point. If we do trade him, now is the hottest time we're going to get the money for him.
Absolutely.
Because a team can bring him in. He can either be a 1 year, okay, we signed the guy, or they extend him and they take on that contract.
Correct.
So as far as being able to move off of TJ Watt, this is the best time ever. Right. Now, I'm not saying that they would do it, but yeah, heck yeah. A first and a third and maybe a fifth or a sixth. Yeah. Or
it would be a first and a third, first, third, and a fifth. Then you have to do it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. And they would sign him because the team's not going to give up all that draft capital if they don't sign him to a new deal. So it wouldn't even be a 1 year rental. So it would be fine. But the Steelers aren't going to do that. Here they're not going to trade TJ Watt.
Facts.
We know what the Steelers do. They keep on to all of their guys. Somebody said it in the chat. They keep their legacy players, too long, and they do. That's facts. Steelers are one of the franchises that get rid of the great older players a year too late versus a year too early. And I'm not saying TJ's washed. I'm not saying he's done or anything like that. So don't let me say that I'm saying anything like that. I'm not. All I'm saying is it's a good conversation to have depending on what the Steelers are actually trying to do.
Yeah.
If they're actually trying to start over, well, then he gets traded. If they're not trying to start over, then he gets extended. It's period. I mean, it's that simple. We don't have to try to mix it up and think deep into it. It's not that deep. We'll know. And we'll know here in about a month. So it's just the way things roll, man. It's the way things roll. So let's see here. Next super chat, big super chat from our man Capricorn Steel, who always takes care of us, man. Said, I remember Franco in Seattle and Rod in San Francisco. Like you said, B, I'm a Steeler fan first and foremost. Absolutely.
That's big facts.
Yes.
That's big facts.
Yes.
We don't hold on to dudes forever like that, bro. It makes absolutely no sense to do it.
Yeah, it doesn't. And
like
you said, we remember these people, Big G, like Franco, he was a Seahawk. The Steelers, he couldn't run the football anymore. And the Steelers finally said, hey, man, we want you to retire. But Franco wasn't ready to retire. Rod Woodson was a different situation. We thought Rod Woodson was finished playing. We thought he couldn't play anymore, so we didn't sign him. All of a sudden, Rod Woodson goes on hell. He goes on to have a Hall of Fame safety career.
Facts.
after he left the damn Steelers.
Yeah.
We thought, oh, well, he can't play corner anymore. And Rod Woodson's like, you know what? You're right, but I'm a damn good safety. Goes on to
Mhm.
play and has a Hall of Fame safety career after he leaves the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, those are two examples where we screwed up. And maybe that's where the Steelers feel like they're like, look, we don't want, well, Franco couldn't play, so maybe one example. We don't
Yep.
want another Rod Woodson on our hands. So we keep these guys maybe a year too long. I don't know if that's smart, especially in today's day and age, but it's just kind of what it is.
What about Debo in Cincinnati and New England? I
Yeah,
was mad as hell. I ain't gonna front with you, bro. I was mad as hell. I said, "What, Debo over there in New England and Cincinnati?" But I understood the business.
right.
So listen, this is a business first. This ain't got nothing to do with how you think and feel and your feelings and all whatever else. This is a business. Now, and listen, I might be giving Mr. Rooney a little bit more credit, but I promise you, if I was the owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, first, third, and the fifth, bro, get the packing. Adios, muchachos, dog. We appreciate your services. We'll see you next lifetime. You might go into the hall as a Steeler or with a bus as a Steeler, but no, you got to go. You got to go, dog.
Yeah, our man Big Pun in the chat. He's on that liquor, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh
He's
Lord.
bringing up Plaxico Burress, saying it was a horrible decision. Not only that, but we're talking about Hall of Fame football players, and he brings up Plaxico Burress.
Yeah.
I love Big Pun. I love him, but wherever he is, boy, he drinks early and then comes in here because that is just insane talk. My goodness.
Pun, you stay out that liquor cabinet. You stay out that liquor cabinet, bro. And listen, put in the chat, do you drink dark or light? I want to know which one you on because you might be, it sounds like you be mixing it up, bro. You go from light to dark, dark to light. I don't know what you're doing over there, but it's a lot going on with you, Pun. It's a lot going on, bro.
Oh, we love Big Pun, though, man. He talks crazy. He gets on that liquor and talks crazy. He said early, I saw him in the chat, and don't think I didn't see you, Big Pun. He said he had the Adderall going. See, you've been taking
Oh
too
yeah.
many Adderall. That's
Yeah,
the problem. He got on the Adderall, and he's shaking. That's his problem. He's up there shaking.
Pun, you need to slow down a little bit. And if you mixing liquor with that, oh, bro, listen, Pun, you know, in my off job, I'm a therapist. I can help you.
Yeah,
I can help
yeah.
you. I can help you through some therapy, man. So
Oh,
you over there
shoot.
shaking and shaking and shaking. Come on, Pun. Slow down, bro. Slow
Slow
down.
down, brother. We love
Yeah,
y'all, man. We love the chat,
yeah.
man. The chat is always right, man. The chat is
Mhm,
always right until you're wrong. Until you're wrong. Let's
mhm.
move on, man.